Guys, it's John with National Sports Entertainment, and I figured we'd go into our recap for today and go into some strong plays I like for tomorrow. Also, I wanted to thank everybody. I put the last couple of, we do our daily recap on Patreon here every night, and last couple days I've been putting it on YouTube just for like a free trial for people that I do the free trial deal where people can tail for a week and just see how it's going. And a lot of people have come over and shown some love, so I appreciate it. I'm also happy to say that it worked out for those who have. We've been doing really well, and our great season continues. I think we finished over 30 units this week, so it's our best week to date. It was 23 something units, and we beat that pretty bad. Now, today we had a good day. I want to go into today's games, and I'm going to go into a couple NBA plays I like for tomorrow. But again, I appreciate everyone that's given the system a chance. And the one thing that I'm happy about it is, at least I can say with certainty, anyone that's following is doing well, and that's always the better part. So, again, it's really just discipline, money management. I have a lot of people messaging me saying, just kind of, even if they're not using my exact picks, just incorporating the system, the discipline, and some picks that I feel very strongly on, they're doing really well. And that's basically the goal, just to have the best possible value we can get. So, running through the rest of today, we started off strong. Well, we didn't start off with the Hawks, but we got the Hawks. They beat the Magic, and it's basically just a slight juice beater. I incorporate all this because it's easier to cross-reference against the juice, but we did 4.2 units. It's usually a 4-unit profit, but obviously 105 we're going to get 0.2 with 4 units, and it's 1.2 on the sequence. Normally we're only going to profit 1 unit on the sequence, but you can see, because again we subtract the 2 and the 1 unit loss, which is 4 minus 3 obviously, and we had 4.2, so we got 1.2 on the sequence, which is great, helps beat the juice. And on the day it's 4.2 because, as you know, I the leg 1 unit play that we lost and the leg 2 unit play that we lost, we accounted for in prior days. So 4.2 there. We did not get the Rockets. It was close. They had it for a bit, but didn't get it for us. So knocking us down to 3.2. Messes with my OCD because it would be around 6.0, but unfortunately didn't get it. So 3.2. Did get the Nuggets cover. So again, I thought they might go with the season sweep deal, and it really just came down to a half a point, hoping it wasn't a 1 point game. So I just thought after they swept the Lakers, it made sense that they would sweep the Warriors as well. And I've gone into this before. There's a very good chance we're going to get Warriors-Lakers. I predicted this like at the mid-season point. We're going to get Warriors-Lakers as the 9 and 10 seed for the play-in. To me, that's just the most tasteful irony, full circle moment you could ever get. Steph and LeBron facing off in a play-in. So, kind of, in my opinion, knowing that they're going to do something like that makes it kind of a little more easy to predict which games they're going to win and lose. So anyway, that puts us back up to 4.2. We got the Bulls and Pelicans, which is, again, it was a 125. We went with the straight-up win. So 5.45. 3.45 because the the Sixers got beat pretty bad. 2.45 because we did not get the right state under. And then we got our other leg 3, the 4 units, making it 6.45 because Nebraska covered handily. 7.45 because Marist went over. And 9.45 because SMU USF. Again, very suspicious spread. It was set at again, the mid 140s for teams. Both teams are like 30% something on the spread. So a really good day, or on the over, I should say. So about plus 9.5. We did finish yesterday up 5. We were up 9 units. Pacific could have put us up 13, but only 5. But still a great week. We had a plus 13, a plus 9.5 today, a plus 5. We had a minus 4 was our worst day, and then we had a plus 7.1. So a really good week. And not to brag, but it's not too much off from the norm. Actually, no tennis today, and typically tennis is where we really make our breakthroughs. We got Paolini a couple days in a row. We got, you could just see in general, tennis has been doing pretty good for us when we've played it. We got Kalinskaya. We got a lot of good ones. Swiatek. So again, we're 70 units in tennis, and we're up 26 units from tennis alone. So we're doing really well. We're around up 75 units since we started December 4th. The whole reason I track these every single day is for that reason. If I just waited until afterwards and said, by the way, we're up, nobody would believe me. But the people that have been following obviously do, and that's why I figured I would put it on YouTube the last couple days, kind of show what we do every night. You know, a lot of people asked me a while back what happened to the rig system. I still do it, I just do it here. And I put, you know, I know a lot of people care more about the NBA, but I put all the plays on here that I think are the best value plays. So we're doing really well. Another really good day. I like Sundays because they finish up earlier and we can go into our Monday picks. I'm feeling strong. Again, I think we're gonna have another nice fact. I think we're of the last 9 weeks. I think we profited 8 of them. We've just been on a complete heater, and really it was just we dumped hockey, which was again a minus 20 something unit, just horrible start, and we've been doing exceptional ever since. We're in the positive with every single sport except hockey and a little bit of college basketball or college football we've done. And yeah, number one in sports tennis, which bodes well for tomorrow. So let's go into tomorrow's plays. Again, these are not plays. I understand they're not the most fun plays, but the metrics work. So I know some people that have just recently started tailing, and they're doing well. So anyway, I got Houston Christian covering Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Texas A&M Corpus Christi is really good against the spread. So and they're just a much better team. So I think more public will be on them. We don't have, just so you know, any open leg threes that I know of. We had the 76ers loss, so we might have one open leg three. We'll have to, although they played earlier, so some people might have plugged in the Hawks in time. It really depends on when you did, but either way, at the most we have one open leg three, and not many open leg twos. So we're doing really good there too, because you don't want a bunch of open sequences. Anyway, leg two for one of our leg one losses is going to be a 2-unit play. Houston Christian to cover Texas A&M CC. I'm going for the straight money line here. It has nothing to do with metrics. It's an 0-28 team, and yes, teams can finish winless. It does happen, but it's kind of a dry sports day. Not much going on, so I could see them wanting some news and saying, "Oh, you know, Miss Valley State got their first win," so I'm going to go with them to win for plus 450 at just 1 unit. I got FAMU beating Alabama A&M. It's a pick'em, and just looking at the records, looking at the stats, all that, I think more people are going to be on Alabama A&M, so I like FAMU. Nets, Grizzlies. Grizzlies are not great on the over, so typically I would just pound the over. But 214.5 is absurdly low. I mean, you're talking 30, 40 points below, not the norm, or 34, about 30 points below the norm. So, I mean, it's considerably low, and it's not like they're at like 20%. You know, they're towards the bottom, but they're still near like 40% on the over. It's nothing absurd. So for it to be set this low, I think people are going to be on the over. So I like the under for a unit, and I like the Nets to win. Again, it's a pick 'em. We're actually getting even money. I think we're getting a point, so it's like plus 100, 105. But I like it for 2 units because I feel like the Nets need this win. Right now, we have like 25 games left, and the East is basically decided. The only team that has a chance of making, we got the Raptors, but I don't think they're the only team that has a chance to make a run with the Bulls, Hawks, you know, and you kind of have the Raptors is the Nets here. So I don't think they're gonna knock them further out of contention. Again, I think all those teams are expendable. They're going to be eliminated immediately anyway. But I think the Nets at least being in the picture makes sense. In the West, is way more stacked. So the Grizzlies, we know they're not doing anything. So I got the Nets winning. Kings, I just think the line's suspicious. Maybe Jimmy's not playing, but the Kings are getting 4.5 tonight against the Clippers, and then turn around and giving 7.5. Whenever I see stuff like that, I just feel like it's a trap. So we don't know the lineups and all that, but Kings haven't looked amazing. I actually had a theory they might start losing, and they might be the team that gets flipped out, but not looking too probable. And with this spread, I'm just going to go with my gut, which is telling me Kings cover the 7.5. And then for 3 units, or for 4 units, it's our only leg 3, because like I said, it was we lost the Sixers under, or the Sixers Bucks cover for leg 2. I got Jack Draper, the guy I've never heard of, covering Tommy Paul. And the reason I'm going with the cover instead of the plus 105 or 110 for the win is because I think there's a very good chance Paul wins, but he does this a lot. He'll win like 7-5, 6-4, but then he'll lose a set like 6-2 or something. So I think there's a good chance I think there's a chance we win the game match, but if not, I think there's a really good chance that Tommy Paul sells the cover. He just does it a lot. So I'm not seeing a clean Tommy Paul win. Probably looking at a three setter, and I think that favors Draper for sure. So I like that for 4 units. Now this one I didn't know what to do with it, to be quite honest. So for 1 unit, Wozniacki, they're kind of pushing her comeback, and they made her look strong, and she's been progressively looking better. Her last couple tournaments she played in that I had watched, she did pretty good. She played in a major, I think, and went further than anyone expected. I think she went to like the quarters. So she's looking pretty good, and she played like golf or someone and played her pretty well. So you'd think people would be all over her, but again, it's a smaller match. I think they also want to push her. So I think she could win in straight sets. I'm taking the plus 170 that she wins 2-0 for 1 unit. And I'm also parlaying it because she's like minus 130, so I don't like paying juice. So I'm going to parlay her and Acosta Diaz. Her to beat Blinkova and him to beat Cashin for plus 150 for 1 unit. So not a ton of units, just good thing is we don't have a bunch of open sequences. But I'm trying to get the value in tennis where tennis has really paid off. I like the Draper play a lot just because, again, I never heard of him. And I know a lot of these people. And Tommy Paul, it would be the ultimate Tommy Paul thing to do to let down America like he always does. Now, you also have TFO and Shelton. And whenever there's a bunch of Americans in the mix, there's Eubanks, but I think he's going to get booted by Rude. We'll go into that, though. And I just feel like they usually have like 1 or 2 Americans like look really strong. And based off the lines, everything that I'm seeing, Tommy Paul is definitely the most expendable American that I can see. So I may be outside of Eubanks, but Rude sells a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if Eubanks got that upset. But that's tomorrow. Well, it's the day after tomorrow. We'll be doing it for tomorrow's picks. So yeah, Draper, I love that pick. I like Wozniacki for both of these plays. Thought about taking her minus the 1.5 game, but I like these odds too much at plus 170, and I think she'll win. So the combination of a two-setter or just her and Diaz winning, obviously, one's 150, one's 170. Either way, we're going to profit if we split them. So that's kind of my logic. As you can see, I don't just throw, random amounts out. I always try and extract the most value as possible. So yeah, looking really good. Again, I appreciate everyone that's given not the channel a chance, but also jumped over to the Patreon. It just helps, obviously. We're a very small channel, so it's not like we're doing bankers. But we're doing well with the system, so that's always a nice little bit of extra. And anyone that's following is doing well. I believe our exact count, because we were at, I think it was 66.4. And then today was 9.4. I think we should be at 75.8 since inception, which was only about, again, 2.5 months ago or something like that. So we're getting close to 100 units, and now we could certainly go backwards. It's not an impossibility. We've had down days before, but overall the consistency's been great. And what I really find interesting is I'm going to go through all these one day. If someone doesn't want to watch it, you don't have to. But even if there's a few people that want to watch the entire thing, I could run through basically every single win, every single loss. We've made over 1,000 plays, probably close to like 1,500 to 2,000 plays, and our hit rate probably is not like if we were playing straight up right now, we would be down. I think because I don't think our hit rate across the board is at 65% or anything like that. It's the fact that we're using the system, we're using value, and all that different stuff. So, again, a testament to the system. I'll have to see exactly where our hit rate's at, but yeah, if we just straight up pick these with all these plays, I don't think we're in the profit. Even, if we're doing 65%, obviously sometimes you get money lines, things like that. But by doing the system, the leg one, if that loses 2 units, if that loses 4 units, and we close it out, it's been working out very well. You can see a lot of them we just close out. There's 2, and the right hand side, I went into this in my last video. That's the total on the sequence. So as you can see, we had Kokkinakis and Zverev going over. They did not. That's a unit lost. And then we put up 2 units at plus 125. So to make it simple, if your unit amount is $10, then you obviously lost 10. We put out 20. and that 20 is going to win us 25. So it's 2.5 units, but you subtract the obviously the 1 unit, the $10, which would put us at 15 1.5 units because we subtract the one that we lost. So accounting for the entire sequence, we're at 1.5, and that's just that one. It's not the only one. There's plenty where we got plus odds. Here we got a leg two. We got the Bucks beating the Wolves, so 3.2 on the day. But then you take away the unit from the Mayrest Manhattan that we lost, and 2.2 units on the sequence. So we went 50% on that sequence. Got a win, lost one. If that's a normal a normal play, we broke even and lost some juice. But since I did it with the system, we actually wound up picking up 2 units and reverse juice, whatever you want to call it. We got 2.2 because I played a money line as a leg too. So again, more so plus odds because tennis it works with and a lot of other things. I wanted to go into that aspect because a lot of people are confused. Like, why do I do three legs, 1, 2, and 3? Why do I cut it off at 3? All these different deals. And there's a reason I do 3. If you do it leg 4 for 8, say Draper loses tomorrow or doesn't cover, and we do leg 4 for 8 units, that would be a 15-unit loss on the sequence if we were to lose, which we have incurred before. So keep in mind we're up like 75 units with 2 leg 4 losses. We ran 2 of them, we lost them both. So again, I think it's again a testament to the system, and a lot of people, give me credit for my picks, and I appreciate that. Today we went 6-3, I think. So we had a good day. Yesterday we had a good day. All week we've been doing good since I started the thing, but it's really the discipline is very much as important as the picks themselves. I say that over and over, but it does bear repeating. It allows us to mitigate losses, and on days like today, really take advantage and do well on our wins. As far as the Hawks in Minnesota finally came through. Well, we've been fading Minnesota, so Nebraska came through for us, but fading Minnesota finally came through. That's 4 units in the Hawks. So between those two, I went into my last video. They were my favorite plays. Between those two alone, kind of hard to have a bad day with winning them both. But even if we had split them, we would have had a profitable day, and that's what I go into a lot. Like, at a 50-60% hit rate, we are consistently in the profit, which is nice. So the goal was 78 units by the 78th finals. We're basically there now, but that happened with the Super Bowl. I just wanted 50 by the Super Bowl. I didn't want 58. I just wanted 50, and we got there. And then on Super Bowl Sunday, we took like a 16-unit loss. So we dropped to like the mid 30s, and then we in that time we doubled up and we're back up over 70. So again, it happens quick. It's kind of like crypto, but there's a reason I stick to the system, and I think there's a reason a lot of people, other channels are copying us, and a lot of other people are trying to implement it. And for the people that have just, good intentions and followed and just, tail the picks and give insight, whatever the case may be, I'm happy to say that obviously we're doing incredibly well, and anyone that's jumped on board has been profiting. So that's the only way I can thank you guys is hopefully, continue to hit at a good rate for us. So another really good day. Again, always thank you to Chris for sending me information, insights, plays that would be beneficial, how we're doing in each sport, all that different stuff. It really helps. And thank you to everybody else who's shown love. And as I said, I think we're going to continue to trudge forward and get as high as we can before the NBA Finals or even before the playoffs. We'll see where we're at. But yeah, we're getting close to 100. Another good week or two away from 100. It's not easy, of course, but I do think it's definitely possible. And I would even say likely at this point that we're going to get it pretty soon. We've just been on fire as far as, and I don't think it's like a streak. I think it's more just with tennis. Again, we're getting close to 100. We're at 70 units wagered in tennis alone, and we've just nailed them all. We were nailing tennis last year. We actually got the last 3 majors because the U.S. Open we figured was going to be Djokovic because he got screwed the year before, and it just made sense. Then they gave it to him. Then I figured revenge for Alcaraz and Wimbledon. Not to mention they weren't going to let Djokovic pass the Golden Boy. So we got that. We also had Coco winning the U.S. Open. And then for the last one, with the Australian Open, we had Sinner because he's the only guy in that new big 3, Alcaraz, Medvedev, and Sinner, that has not got a major yet. Now he has one. So hopefully we can go 4 in a row, and I think the French Open is going to be the most obvious. So we've been doing good tennis for a bit now, even before, the Patreon. So that's good. And yeah, college basketball, NBA looking good. I think it's only going to get better as NBA goes to the playoffs. Just stands the reason. A lot of these matchups make sense. So yeah, thank you all. I always appreciate it. And not a ton of plays for tomorrow, but anytime a good portion of our units are dedicated to tennis, it's always going to be a good day in my opinion. And we have about half of our units dedicated to tennis tomorrow, so I think we'll do well tomorrow. A lot of it's going to ride on Wozniacki, of course, and of course Draper. Hopefully he comes through with the cover. So take care and happy earnings.